Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you back into NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage, streaming exclusively on Flow College. In the second game of our 2025 East Region Women's Basketball Conference Challenge, the Purple Knights of St. Michael's College take on the Tigers of Holy Family University. Good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman, alongside Nicholas Pavona. And Nick, we just saw the College of Staten Island knock off Franklin Pierce University in the first game of our conference challenge. Game 2 features the Tigers and the Purple Knights. What can you tell us about these two teams coming into tonight's matchup?
Well, first we'll start off with the Purple Knights, Joe, coming off an 11-16 mark last season. So an up and down year for the Purple Knights. They finished the season losing out to Southern New Hampshire, a team that we have covered in previous sports, in the first round of the NE10 tournament. So look at their bounce back from that loss. They were returning a lot of their big players as well from last season. The only loss realistically at the top of their stats sheet was Brianna Furch, but they do bring back Jayla Tyler, their second leading scorer, who scored 10.2 points per game last season. Molly Brophy as well is returning, as well as Bella Franchi. So they bring back a couple of their big scorers from last season, trying to see if they can replace the reduction of Furch as well on that side. So we'll see what St. Michael's can do tonight. But, Joe, I will say it's going to be a very tough matchup for them here tonight, because this Holy Family team is coming into the season the number 22 ranked team in the entire country in Division II women's basketball. 26-7 mark for them last season. They are going into this season as the preseason favorite in the CACC. And last year, they won the CACC tournament, so they're looking to go back-to-back this year. And they went all the way to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament last season, losing to Bentley in the NCAA tournament. And they also bring back a lot of big players from their team last season. Taylor Hinkle, their leading scorer, is returning. Skylar Searfos as well returning, as well as Kayla Carter. So they bring back a lot of their big players from last season. And for a team that went to the tournament last year, won their conference tournament, went all the way to the Sweet 16, there are certainly a lot of expectations for this Tigers team coming into the season, especially when you start the season ranked. The Purple Knights looking to play spoiler and maybe pull off the upset here tonight.
And you take a look at the numbers for a team like Holy Family, as you mentioned, a team that went to the Sweet 16 last year, and you look at the numbers, there's not any scoring numbers that leap off the page and wow you in terms of point production. However, you look up and down this lineup, every player on this roster contributes, and not only do they contribute, they do so efficiently. Most of this roster shooting above the 39% mark last year, especially among the leading scorers, and as a team, they shot up over 41% and a respectable 32.5% from downtown. Defensively, they held opponents to sub-37% shooting and just 27% shooting from beyond the arc. You take a look at those defensive metrics, and you can see why this team went as deep as they did. They were also better than a +9, nearly a +10 on the glass last year. So this is a team that plays stifling defense, they rebound, and they shoot the ball efficiently. On the other side, if you take a look at the team numbers for St. Michael's, around 36% shooting as a team and just shy of 27% from three-point range. So this is a team that is going to have to be a bit more efficient than that if they're going to have an opportunity to upset this Holy Family team tonight. But no better time than now for St. Michael's. And in the season opener, you never really know what to expect. Right. Of course, you have a team that you may expect to win the game based on past pedigree and past achievement, but you know the Purple Knights aren't thinking much about that, looking to earn a notch in their own belt tonight with a win over this Holy Family University team. As you said, Nick, it's going to be a tough task, but the good news for St. Michael's, as you highlighted, they return most of their roster. So at the very least, these players should have good cohesion coming into this game, and if they can be a bit more efficient, perhaps they make this one interesting, as both of these teams will look to begin their seasons 1-0 here this evening.
And something else to note, we talked about it the last game too. That first game tends to start off a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy play. So if St. Michael's could take advantage of maybe some sloppy play to start the game from the Tigers, they can maybe get out to an early lead, and they're able to hold on to that they would really make a statement in this game. Even if they were, let's say, to lose by a couple points to this Tigers team, it's at least a good showing for the Purple Knights squad that they fought with a nationally ranked team that went to the Sweet 16 last season, and showing that there's been improvement all around this roster.
And it's a bit surprising to see that for a team that went so far into the NCAA tournament, Tigers were a net negative in turnovers last year, committed 522 and forced 472. So they were a minus 50. On the other side, St. Michael's a minus 30, 434 to 404. So you talk about the sloppiness that often comes with games early in the season. We've seen that a lot in the early going of games throughout this weekend, both on the men's and women's side of things. And you said it, Nick. If a team is looking to pull off an upset, perhaps early in the season, turnovers are an area where you can capitalize and maybe even steal a victory. We'll see what comes of this matchup, but as starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor, Nick, why don't you give us those starting lineups for these two teams?
We'll start off with the Purple Knights, who will be introduced in just a moment. Leading it off, number 5, Ashley Talbot. Number 20, Ruby Santos. Number 22, Molly Brophy. Number 24, Jayla Tyler. And rounding it out, number 33, Amber Furch. And then you have on the other side of things for Holy Family. As I mentioned, they bring back a lot of their stars from last season. Kicking it off with number 10, Taylor Hinkle. Number 11, Cara Meredith. Number 13, Claire Doherty. Number 21, Skylar Searforce. And number 23, Kayla Carter.
This, of course, the 2025 Women's Basketball East Region Conference Challenge, our event here at CSI. It is sponsored by Jimmy Mac's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. And Nick, you mentioned the starters just introduced out on the floor. I just received a message I have to attend to, so let's take a break right here. We will be right back with tip-off between the Tigers and the Purple Knights. This is CSI Sportsnet coverage of the 2025 Women's Basketball Conference Challenge.
The NCAA sponsors 90 national championships each year, none of which could happen without officials. There's an urgent need for sports officials across the country, as they are retiring 4 times faster than they are coming in, leaving shortages at all levels of sport. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating on the student-athlete experience and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of new officials for all sports. There are many great reasons to become an official. Stay in shape and get paid to do so. Meet new people and build relationships within a tight-knit community. Give back to the sport you love by creating a fair atmosphere and upholding the integrity of the game. Say yes to officiating. Visit ncaa.org/say yes to officiating for more information on how to get started.
All right, we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Bavona on the call. I apologize for that abrupt cut to break, but we are dealing with some issues right now in terms of our games archiving on Flow College, so I'm trying to coordinate the distribution of our game film. Teams that played earlier today looking for their game cannot view it. I have the game film on a memory card here at the commentary desk, so going to pass that along shortly to the men's basketball coaching staff, and they'll get that game film to the teams that played earlier today here on Flow. But we thank all of the fans of Holy Family and St. Michael's who have chosen to join us here this evening on Flow College. We are very well aware that fans of the Tigers typically do not have to pay to watch their team's games, so we appreciate all of those who have chosen to join us here on Flow College. We hope to make it worth your while this evening as the Purple Knights tip off their season against Holy Family University. And the Tigers control the tip. We are underway from the College of Staten Island. Ball in the hands of Skylar Searfoss. Searfoss, top of the arc, swings it over to Hinkle. And a foul was called. Ball was in the hands of Kayla Carter. I think that foul occurred away from the ball.
It did. Didn't get the number from committed the foul, but did they have it now?
I could call the game off the monitor, Nick.
You could.
Whenever the action's to our right, if the official is positioned alongside our commentary desk, I lose a nice chunk of the floor. Kayla Carter from downtown off the front rim. Offensive rebound goes to the Tigers. And Doherty can't finish on the putback.
What were you saying earlier about a perch, a platform that might help you with that?
Just a few feet higher would be nice. Ball with St. Mike's. Kick out to the top of the arc. Ashley Talbot with it. Screen was set by Santos. Tyler thought about the three and threw it away.
Yeah, miscommunication right there leads to that turnover.
Nearly a minute gone by in this first quarter. No score between the Tigers and Purple Knights.
They did something else that I noticed on the stat sheet, of course, and it's really hard to miss, but Hinkle, who just took that last shot, makes the long two. Double-double she recorded last season show. Looking to build off a really good campaign last year, and she gets her season started with that two-pointer.
Averaged 12.6 points and over 10 rebounds per game last season. A name that's become very familiar to us here in the Conference Challenge. We've seen this team play now, I believe, 3 years straight.
Yes.
Though I don't know if I've called all the games.
I think you might have missed one.
It's very possible. Three-pointer on the way, off back iron, no good by Furch. You mentioned Brianna Furch departing the program. Amber Furch wearing number 33. As that shot rolls off the rim, offensive rebound once again goes to the Tigers. It was Meredith on the offensive glass, and Doherty with a nice move off the window.
Yeah, great move right there by Doherty to get that bucket. That was a picture-perfect spin move to get that one.
Tigers lead it 4-0. 2 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. And a takeaway for Holy Family. Looks like there may have been a sprained ankle at the other end as that bank shot is good by Doherty. Molly Brophy got up a bit gingerly. Stays in the game and appears okay. Got rid of it quickly there. Feed inside, double team. And a kick out was tipped. Brophy controls and draws the foul.
Second look right here at that nice move by Doherty to get that point.
Checking in for St. Michael's.
Substitution here for St. Michael's. Bella Franchi into the game, replacing Ashley Talbot.
For St. Michael's, number 22, Molly Brophy.
Molly Brophy to the line for the Purple Knights. And she is short on the first free throw. One more here for Brophy. And that one rolls off the rim. St. Michael's still without a point. Over 2.5 minutes in. Corner three on the way. That is short. Carter with the rebound underneath. Looking to go back up with it. Lost her footing and she traveled.
Yeah. And, we talked about what the strategy could be for St. Michael's to pull off what considered to be an upset. Early in this game, he missed a couple shots. They've had a couple turnovers as well. So that's not the recipe for success, trying to pull off a game like this, but only down 6. So still early in this game. They got to find a way to get some points here these next couple possessions.
Purple Knights with it beyond the arc. 20 to shoot. Quick head fake by Brophy and a kick out to the corner. That jumper no good by Santos, and the Tigers look to move up the floor quickly. Hinkle being harassed by Brophy. Got rid of it for Searfoss. Feed inside. Doherty goes to work in the paint and banks in another.
Off to a hot start as Doherty again had to really go to that one.
They have no match for her in the paint, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know who they can put on her right now that's going to slow her down. But she's gone to work quickly and efficiently.
And they've got numbers.
Another steal. Bounce pass inside. The lay-in no good. Hinkle blocked on the putback. Good hustle there by the Purple Knights to get back. Doherty looking toward Carter. Swings it to the wing. Meredith feeds Hinkle. Gets it right back and tries a three. Too strong. And the rebound is pulled in by Furch. Ball in the corner. Back out to the wing. Brophy handing off. And finally the Purple Knights are on the board just inside of 6 minutes to go. That was Saplicki for 3.
Number 14, Kelly Saplicki.
Good job by Saplicki right there. Get the 3, and St. Michael's, they get their first points of this season.
It's a big shot off the bench by Saplicki, and one that the Purple Knights really needed. And there's a steal. Good quick hands there by Furch. Furch across half court. Was able to find an open teammate in Franchi on the wing, but she turned it over. It has been a messy first 5 minutes for the Purple Knights. That's their third turnover. Hinkle almost coughed it up. Doherty again, one-on-one. Saplicki there defensively and forces the miss.
Turnover right after that. So a little bit of a collision between the two Purple Knight players led to that turnover.
Number 31, Ava McDonough.
That'll lead to immediate timeout.
And with that, we will take a 30-second break. Our score, Holy Family 8 and St. Michael's 3.
Once again, CSI is
Just under 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter, and this is game 2 of the 2025 East Region Conference Challenge, hosted by the College of Staten Island. It's an 8-3 lead, Holy Family over St. Michael's. This is Doherty with it. Looking for some space, kicks out. Amy No for 3, and she buries it.
shot for number 12, Amy No.
Good job to kick that one out as she was falling towards the ground. And it's No that knocks down the 3.
Well, they forced a bit of a scramble at the end of that possession, but No waiting wide open on the wing, fresh off the bench, knocks down the triple.
No saying, yes, I will take that 3-pointer.
Crossover by Franchi, kicks out to the wing, and the 3-pointer is no good. Montpleasure couldn't connect, but looks like the Purple Knights will get a second chance here on a foul called underneath.
I think the foul was on No on that play. Holy Family faithful that are in attendance. What happened with that
Good
call?
turnout for them over our left shoulder.
Yes.
First and St. Michael's second.
See some purple over my right shoulder as well.
If you notice as well.
That's a longer trip, though.
Yeah. If you notice as well behind the St. Michael's bench in the stands, Franklin Pierce, who we just saw in our last game, taking in this game.
No with it, being harassed with 20 on the shot clock. Doherty. Hands off to Ibarando, and she rattles in a 3.
Back-to-back triples for the Tigers right there. It's another one to put them now up double digits in this game.
That is Lola Ibarando for 3. Didn't glance down at the pronunciation guide quickly enough. And there's good hands defensively by Carter. Strip that one away.
I think that's the dangerous part of this Tigers team, Joe, is even after the starting 5, they're finding players off the bench and are immediately knocking down triples. And that's got to be a really good sign of recipe for success for a team that is trying to build off their tournament run last year.
The lead is double digits early, 14-3. Cross-court pass to the wing. Talbot, floater is good.
Nice looking floater right there by Talbot.
Ashley Talbot.
At some point, Nick, we lost our live stats. We were doing so well.
Almost made it through.
Doherty back to the basket.
Almost at the 8-0 mark.
We'll visit Lou at halftime as Carter can't convert the finger roll. Here come the Purple Knights. In the corner, Franchi back outside for Talbot. And travel was called on Montpleasure.
Traveler St. Michael's, it's Holy Family basketball. Checking in for Holy Family, number 2, Maya Hill, and number 10, Taylor Hinkle.
Hinkle and Hill in for the Tigers at that last torn. Doherty and Carter take a seat with 2:45 to go in the first. Ibarrondo, floater, bounces in.
Nice friendly bounce right there. Ibarrondo.
Ibarrondo has quickly made an impact off the bench, and we said it during the pregame, Nick. This Holy Family team was deep last year. Every player who came in was capable of scoring, and there's a foul inside by Ibarrondo.
And that's just the thing, Ibarrondo is a sophomore on this team. We've seen as well, they have a lot of freshmen as well on this team too. So there's a good disparity of players that they have on this roster.
For St. Michael's, number 20, Ruby Santos.
Ruby Santos to the line, misses the first. And the second is good. Lead is 10 for Holy Family. Ibarrondo defended very closely by Franchi, gives it up for no. Hill picked up her dribble, had to kick it out. 10 to shoot. Ibarrondo directing traffic, throws one up and in off glass.
Number 1, Lola Ibarrondo.
Ibarrondo has come into this game and has made an immediate impact.
Ibarrondo got tied up in heavy traffic, threw one up and in off the window. Entry pass inside, and foul was called as Jayla Tyler looked to go to work in the paint.
Foul on number 12.
Look at that last Ibarrondo bucket.
Holy Family's third.
Not an easy one.
She's been good off the bench. By my count, I believe she has 7.
I believe you're right.
But we have lost our live stats as that's tipped and stolen.
Purple Knights have lost the ball.
Currently trailing by 12. Final 80 seconds here in the first quarter. Hinkle top of the arc. Working toward the baseline, pulls up and can't hit. Chance to run here for the Purple Knights. Franchi for 3. Short. Rebound brought in by Hinkle.
Last minute of play in the first quarter.
Final minute of the opening quarter. The lead is 12 for Holy Family. Chance to make it a 20-point period. Ella Brown to the rim, banks it in.
Number 25.
That's why they say use the box. It's been a great start to this game for Holy Family. 20 first quarter points.
You look at this Tigers team here in the opening quarter. Every player who's come in has the capability of putting it on the floor and scoring inside.
Yeah.
There's a nice move and a friendly roll. Montpleasure makes it a 12-point game. Tigers can hold for the final shot. Ibarrondo taking her time. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Hinkle with the screen. Ibarrondo almost banked in the 3. 2 seconds. 1. And that heave will not count.
Fans, your score.
The end of 1 from the College of Staten Island. Our score, Holy Family University 20 and St. Michael's College 8. This is Game 2 on Night 1 of the 2025 Women's Basketball East Region Conference Challenge. More to come following our break between quarters. And we are back for the start of the second quarter. Holy Family over St. Michael's, 20-8. Purple Knights possess it first to begin quarter number 2. Quick double team by the Tigers as they had Brophy tied up a bit. Creating some space was Talbot, but the floater is no good. Carter up to the wing. Entry pass for Doherty, a good one. And there's an easy 2.
You said, Joe, earlier, they do not have an answer for her right now inside of the paint.
Not at all. It's tough to find a match for her size at 6'1", but not only do you need a size matchup, you need somebody who can handle her footwork in the post and her ability to score in traffic. Double of Brophy, kick out to the corner. That three-pointer no good by Saplicki. Just a bit too long. Entry pass to Hinkle this time. She goes to work on Saplicki. Ball sent back up top to Carter, 15 to shoot. Doherty. Defended well here. And she does come up a bit off the mark on that shot. Hinkle left open and buries the 3.
Yeah, Hinkle had an up and down season last year at the three-point line and knocking down that wide open tray. And that's a great job again by Holy Family. They turn it into second chance points.
Well, they dared her to shoot that one, Nick, and she obliged. Perhaps felt a bit disrespected by the space they gave her. Pull-up jumper, a high arcing shot. Off to the right, rebounded by the Purple Knights. That shot high off glass rolls off the rim. And again, the Purple Knights have it. It was Saplicki on the offensive glass, and a foul was called on Holy Family. But Nick, last year Hinkle shot only 83 pointers, 30% from downtown.
Yeah. So not a lot of volume, but made the most of that wide open 3 she hit just a few moments ago.
Number 20, Ruby Santos. Number 21, Brooklyn Taylor.
Fresh 20 seconds for the Purple Knights, and immediately they throw it away.
Bit of a souvenir. The fans in attendance.
For a few moments,
Just
anyway.
for a few seconds.
For a few moments. Doherty for Hinkle. Tight window for that pass inside, and the jumper is off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. And that three-pointer is also a bit strong. First attempt by Meredith, the second by Searfoss. And that runner rattles in for Amber Furch.
Amber Furch.
A shot by Furch right there. And thankfully for the Purple Knights, they didn't get bitten by another offensive rebound in this game.
Doherty has it again. Quickly works inside and lays it in.
Number 13.
Her post presence has just been really tough. And once she gets that second move, she's already towards the rim and making that attempt to get the score. And she's been off to a great start in this game.
The lead is now 17 for Holy Family, and Purple Knights are in danger of seeing this game get away in the first half, but that will help. Nice move there by Ruby Santos.
Santos with that high arcing shot, getting it off the glass and off the front rim, but getting it in.
Doherty back to the basket near the top of the arc. Here comes Searfoss to the rim, and her scoop is good.
These are not easy buckets, folks. These are not easy baskets. That's a tough one right there for Searfoss.
That's a pair of nice finishes there. Good pass inside, and better defense by Meredith, but Hinkle could not control it.
Oh, I was right, Joe.
You were ready. I saw you reaching down.
Well, we have our internet right there, so I gotta be.
That is very true. We need that. Nothing can derail our day faster than faulty internet.
Yeah.
And you know me, I rarely get angry, but when I do, It typically has something to do with the technology.
That was me yesterday. Just for a few moments.
That jumper way short. Here come the Tigers up the floor. Meredith left open, bounce pass inside for Doherty. And Meredith cuts straight into the paint and lays it in. Timeout, Purple Knights.
I mean, that was just perfectly a great give and go right there to go into this timeout. You'll see it in just a few short moments. One pass leads to another and then leads to the cutting for that lay-in to send us into this next timeout.
It has been a dominant first 14 minutes plus for Holy Family University. It culminates with a lay-in right there. Meredith from Doherty, and the lead is 19 points for the Tigers. Our score, Holy Family 31, St. Michael's 12. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. It's a big lead for Holy Family, and they're threatening to run away with this game here in the second quarter. Pull-up jumper, way short for Brophy. Purple Knights control the offensive rebound. Facing up is Tyler. Her jumper no good. And another offensive rebound keeps things alive. And Franchi capitalizes with the three.
You give credit to Brophy on that second rebound. That was a tough one with about 3 defenders. Got the offensive rebound and then gets awarded with the assist.
Doherty, quick passing. Now in the corner it was Meredith. Her entry pass, not a good one. She wanted Brown. It was tipped, stolen. And the Tigers follow it up by committing a foul.
Foul on number 25.
How many fouls in this one?
I'm okay with that.
We had our share of fouls for all 4 games in game number 1.
Yeah. That first game, the reason why a little bit of a later tip-off for the remaining games on the day.
Talbot is rejected by Ibarrondo, but once again, the Purple Knights have an offensive board.
Ibarrondo doing it on both sides.
She's been really good off the bench. 5 to shoot. Talbot kicks out. Franchi. Air ball. Now, did she swing that one more time, Nick? To the corner? I was looking at the shot clock. Yeah, it was an extra pass. I think it was Saplicki in the corner, as that three is short.
Now,
foul's called inside.
I will say, when the shot happened, when you said air ball, I was thinking, I thought that hit the front of the rim.
Did it?
Well, yeah, because they would have called it if that was the case.
Good point.
It was the buzzer right as the rebound happened.
Good point.
Foul number 13.
Okay, well, foul right there. Another one for the Tigers. It's now 3.
Yeah, I looked up at the shot clock, and I think very quickly Franchi swung it to the corner. And the shot came from the left corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what would
she
help.
made the extra pass.
I wonder what would help if I see that person in the corner.
Well, I think, I've never done it in the past, but I need to use the monitor a bit more. The problem is that the monitor is delayed by a second.
Yeah,
So you'd be a little bit behind, but it gives you that wide vantage point that you need sometimes to follow the shot clock and the ball. We are very close to the action as the Tigers nearly forced another turnover, and they do. Hinkle looks back and immediately gets the ball back. Ibarrondo now will set things up. She goes around the back and pulls up. Off the mark, rebounded by No. Hinkle for three, and she knocks down another.
Nice hustle play by No to get the offensive rebound off the miss and found Hinkle for the wide open three. Now it's 2 3-pointers in this game.
Well, if Hinkle is knocking down those shots, that's big time trouble for any team facing the Tigers. Franchi lost it and gains it back again. Montpleasure was open in the corner, ends up throwing up the floater, and again the Purple Knights with an offensive
there are bodies
board
everywhere.
It ends in a shot clock violation. I thought Montpleasure was going to shoot the three. Instead looked to drive, and her floater caught nothing but the backboard.
This defense for Holy Family has been really tough. St. Michael's put up a lot of shots and back-to-back possessions basically. The first one wasn't a shot clock violation, but it practically was.
Under 3 minutes to play in the half, the lead back to 19. No to the free throw line for Hinkle. Ibarrondo, top of the arc, 10 to shoot. Swing it over to Ibarrondo, short on the three. And the rebound is taken in by Ella Brown. Good head fake there by Howard. Kick into the corner. And that three is also strong.
Again, another offensive rebound.
Brown strong on the three, followed her own shot. And Hinkle airballs.
How about that? Almost getting.
Almost, it was close.
They got me for a second. I thought they were going to say that was out.
They did point in the direction of the Tigers at first, but that's the right call as Brown was standing on the baseline. Good effort, however.
Yeah.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Purple Knights work it around the outside. Franchi not given much space. Tyler's entry pass received by Santos, and the bank shot is good.
Number 20, Ruby Santos.
Another big bucket by Santos in this game. Be good if Purple Knights could cut the deficit before the half.
They're doing just enough to hang around. They could have a quick 4 or 5-0 spurt here. That would go a long way. Try and cut this to about 10, 12 points before halftime. They really like that. Santos with room, can't hit. No up the floor, pass inside. Brown is fouled, and we'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Good court awareness by No right there. Finding her teammate underneath the rim. And they get awarded free throws. It's Ella Brown will go to the free throw line.
First of the second quarter.
Just the first foul committed by the Purple Knights here in the second quarter as Brown hits the free throw.
Number 25, Ella Brown.
One more free throw here for Brown. Off the back rim and rebounded by Montpleasure. Furch for Tyler. Off from 3. 1 minute to go, first half.
Last minute of play in the second quarter.
15 on the shot clock. No entry pass. Hinkle, and maybe that was one pass too many. It's stolen by the Purple Knights. Furch kicks out. Open 3, Franchi, way too strong. And that will stay St. Michael's ball. Good effort there by Tyler to throw it off one of the Tigers along the baseline. Kara Meredith back in for Holy Family as we get one more look at that save. Not much that you can do there if you're Shayna Howard. think that's Shania Howard, excuse me.
It's been a long day with a lot of names.
It's a great pronunciation guide, it really is. Shame on me. No being harassed at the three-point line. Now Brown with it. Meredith flips it right back to Ibarrondo, and Brown caught it wide open. She wasn't ready, and it didn't matter.
Brown was not even looking.
No, she wasn't.
Found the ball and found the three-point shot. 21-point lead for the Tigers.
I'm inclined to say that's a shooter. Not ready, realized she was open, no hesitation, knocked it down. And the lead is 21, largest of the game for the Tigers, and a chance to extend. That will not count by my estimation. Either way, it does not go, and that will do it for the first half. Our score through the first 20 minutes of this one. Holy Family leads St. Michael's 38-17. When we come back, second half from the College of Staten Island.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
You Know I'm Right, the podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Second half about to get underway from the College of Staten Island. Holy Family over St. Michael's, 38-17. We did not get our live stats back, but we do have a first half box score with some stats we'll pass along as this half gets underway.
An impressive first half for Holy Family on both sides of the court.
Doherty's mid-range jumper short from the free throw line, but she grabs her own miss, is stripped, and the beneficiary is Hinkle on the lay-in.
Yeah, I thought maybe for a second Doherty was going to maybe just go up with that, but found the cutting Hinkle for the 2.
Hinkle now with 10 points, Doherty with 10. On the drive, Brophy off glass and in. And Nick, the voice is going.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, it's going.
It's a lot of action we've called, and we still have a couple more games tomorrow.
This is game 7, 2 more. I did the entire weekend a few years back with no voice. I had no voice to begin with. I started on PA and moved over to the broadcast.
Oh, man.
It was a rough weekend. Meanwhile, Tigers turned it over, leading by 21. On the side of St. Michael's, their leading scorer is Ruby Santos with 5. No other
shot missed.
No other Purple Knight with more than 3. Still looking for their first points here in the second half. And losing possession there with Searfoss. Ball loose again, controlled by the Purple Knights. Three-pointer on the way, and that is good. Holly Brophy from downtown. And she now leads, or I should say now has 3 points. I will say one thing about the Genius box scores. It's very condensed. As that shot off the front rim is short. And here come the Purple Knights back the other way.
At least the paper was printed this time.
True. Had to use a screenshot earlier.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. You can do all the possible prep. There's a good move by Santos. Adds to her team leading point total, now has 7, but you can do all the prep work possible in the week or 2 leading up to your first home games, and no matter what you do, there's always something that does not work as expected. It started with Scorebird and continued with the printer. Our music laptop produced no sound earlier today, so you run into those things every once in a while. Fortunately for the live stream, no issues here that we know of. No major ones anyway. We head to break.
Let's keep it like that.
40 to 24 hour score, Holy Family over St. Michael's. .37 to go here in the third quarter. Holy Family over St. Michael's, 40 to 24. At one point, the lead was 21 for the Tigers. That's been cut down to 16. Good find there. Meredith extra pass to Hinkle. Now Carter in the opposite corner for 3 off the side of the backboard.
Well, if you notice, Joe, when Doherty got the ball inside the paint, they immediately double-teamed her and make sure she wasn't going to have another chance to get an inside post move.
I thought Meredith was going to shoot it from the corner. Brophy to the rim, draws the foul. And the Purple Knights showing good signs of life here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, we saw Holy Family take a timeout after that little run by the Purple Knights, and now they go to the free throw line. And we've seen so far in the second half, it's been Brophy that has been very active for this Purple Knights team.
Correction number 22.
Good job, Anthony.
You know,
I can't tell if he was looking for the name or he was respecting the shooter.
Just look at the left end of the table. Look at the left end of the table.
Whatever could you mean, Joe?
I can't
see it.
I can't help but relive that in my head. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
Too funny. 1 of 2 trip to the line makes it a 15-point game. Searfoss inside, banks it in.
As a former public address announcer, those are the looks you don't want to see.
Emphasis on the former. For you and I both. No more. We love to help, but not that much. Bounce pass inside. Nice move again by Santos.
Santos has had a couple of buckets like that. And a nice post move. Gets another 2. They answer right back.
Doherty couldn't finish through the double, and they are not going to let her beat them. Hinkle for 3. It's short. Rebound Carter. Hook rolls off. Hinkle's put back no good.
Wow.
And finally the Purple Knights secure the rebound.
3 chances they had there. They were not able to capitalize. All of a sudden, St. Michael's is making this interesting.
Well, their defensive adjustments have worked. Double Doherty and force other shooters to beat you, particularly from the corner, as Santos couldn't convert on that hook. Hinkle for Meredith, all alone, lays it in. Too easy on that one.
Apologies for the clock as well. I'm trying to fix that right now.
Our next home game will be on the 22nd, 1 week from today. Men's basketball back home on Saturday. I find it highly unlikely we'll have a scoreboard by then, but I will do my best.
Do we have all 3 of us again on the
I would guess we do. As the lefty lay-in is good.
That was more for the fact of if we had Tyler, we had to pre-warn him on that.
Well, he's not also calling the game.
Right, but he would have to do engineering.
Tyler with the lay-in at one end, Doherty with the lay-in at the other. Count the basket and 1.
It's the only thing that's unfortunate for St. Michael's is that they've been getting buckets now, but Holy Family now starting to answer and counteract. And they get an and 1 right there.
Well, you have to, in a way, admire the determination of the Tigers to keep getting the ball to Doherty. She went up in the double team that time, and the 2 defenders didn't close in quickly enough as she was able to convert through the contact. And unable to add 1 more from the line right there. Purple Knights secure the rebound. Franchi with it, top of the arc, swings it over to Montpleasure. Sophie in the corner, thought about a 3. Franchi threw it to Saplicki and gets it right back with 5 to shoot. Franchi has that one stolen. Ibarrondo all over it. Pull-up jumper off back iron and rebounded by Saplicki. Franchi uses the Saplicki screen. Brophy on the wing, back up top. Pound the horn into the corner, Montpleasure. Again, it's Franchi, and Tigers not giving any space for the Purple Knights to work it inside. Step back jumper by Franchi is short. Hinkle has the rebound.
Well, things that were working for St. Michael's to start the half now starting to get away from them these last few minutes. Not able to get a couple good, decent shots up, and as we go to the media timeout, it's back to a 17-point lead for Holy Family.
A very quick-moving third quarter leaves us with 3:54 remaining. Our score, the Tigers 46 and the Purple Knights 29. 3:54 to go in the third quarter from the College of Staten Island. Holy Family over St. Michael's, 46-29. It's been a better second half for the Purple Knights, but Tigers haven't given up much ground despite that.
They got to within 16. It was 40-24. Since then, Holy Family started to kick it back up.
Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Offensive rebound to Meredith. Hinkle, quick kick out. And Ibarrondo knocks down the three.
Point shot for number 1, Lola Ibarrondo.
And this has got to be a sign of encouragement for the Tigers that Ibarrondo's having this performance off the bench, something that they're going to look forward to for the majority of the season.
At the very least, she has 10 points. Again, we don't have our live stats, but at half she had 7. Montpleasure kicks out. Franchi able to find Talbot. 5 to shoot. And again, Purple Knights struggling into the late portion of the shot clock, but no matter. Franchi connects from 3.
Nice answer after giving up the 3. They get one of their own.
You have the wrong abbreviation, SMC. Kick to the corner. Meredith for 3.
Three-point shot for number 11, Kara Meredith.
Kara Meredith answers 1-3 with another of her own. And the lead is now 19. Montpleasure into the corner. That's a good find. Saplicki couldn't convert from distance as the two teams now exchanging 3-point attempts. Ibarrondo inside. Brown couldn't connect on the fader. Talbot to the basket. Scoop layup is good. And it's back to within 20.
Nice scoop layup right there.
Purple Knights really need a run to end this quarter.
Yeah, certainly the case, down 18, now 1:40 to go.
Brown hands off to Hinkle. Short on the 3. Rebound loose. Hinkle saves it. And it stayed in play. Thought that one might hit the table, Nick. And they're going to make a change to the time on the shot clock. They will say that possession changed hands.
And checking in for Holy Family, number 2, Maya Hill.
.26 on the shot clock, 1:22 to go. Here in the third quarter, Tigers in front by 18 points. Man,
Someone in the stands was not happy with that play.
These spectators can be a riot sometimes.
I was very worried during, I think it was the men's game. Someone had a cough while the Griffins were shooting free throws.
There's no rule against that.
Yeah.
We do, however, encourage good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators.
I was getting some flashbacks of the code of conduct from the public address speech.
That's just it. That's the code of conduct as Hinkle converts. Count the basket and the foul.
That was a tough bucket basket right there by Hinkle. And, you know, we saw before, went down that play a few moments ago and gets a nice redemption right there by getting the N1.
Here's one more look as Hinkle did make the free throw. That's probably among her toughest shots of the game. No problem.
Under a minute to go.
It looked like the Purple Knights had some life earlier in the quarter, but since that media timeout, this game has really swung the other way. Another miss. Ends in a rebound for Hinkle. She has it once again, top of the arc. Three-pointer on the way, rattles out. Furch with it for St. Michael's, and she is fouled, but that is just the second team foul on Holy Family.
Foul number 12, Amy Mill. That'll be her second and Holy Family's second of the third quarter.
Final 23 seconds of the third quarter. Purple Knights can hold for the final shot as the shot clock has been turned off. Furch gained a step, gets inside, and draws contact.
Awarded free throws late with 5 exact seconds to go.
25, Ella Brown. That'll be her second and Holy Family's third of the third quarter.
Furch to the line with a chance to pull the Purple Knights back to within 20. First attempt is good. At the half, the two teams had combined for just 6 free throw attempts, and they made only 2. Furch 2 for 2 from the line. The lead for Holy Family back to 19. 3 seconds to go. And
look out.
No, just sprinted straight out of bounds, Nick.
Don't see that very often. Try to get the foul call there, but it's not the case. But looks like they did get the foul call, Joe, because they had the ball. And they did. Shot attempt. Almost in. Ibarrondo almost knocking that half-court heave. That ends the third quarter.
Well, Nick, I'm attending to a tech issue, and with that, we'll throw it to break. Final 10 minutes from the tank on this day 2 of the Women's Basketball East Region Conference Challenge. We come back. The fourth quarter gets underway between Holy Family and St. Michael's.
We're back from the tank here for the start of the fourth quarter. Final game of game number 2. East Region Conference Challenge going on. It's a 55-36 lead for Holy Family. Try to start their season off 1-0. And nice lay-in right there by Jayla Taylor.
All right, Nick, I'm back. We've been informed of an issue with the live broadcast online. I have a monitor full screen right in front of me, and that is not an issue here. They sent me a video of what our audience might be seeing online. That is not what we are seeing right here, and unfortunately for Nick and I, there's really nothing we can do about it. As I've been monitoring the feed closely, I'll do so even more closely here in the fourth quarter, but all is good here at the origin of our live stream, so that's as much as we'll go into the tech details of things, and back to the action as that one is knocked out of bounds. We'll stay at this end of the floor.
St. Michael's able to get that first 2 coming off of Tyler, and now we'll see if they can take advantage right here, getting a second chance opportunity.
Just over 9 minutes to go, and swooping in and finishing the scoop layup is Jayla Tyler.
Not Taylor. Not sure how he got that one.
Well, nobody else seemed to notice.
I'm shocked no one did.
Well, I guarantee you there are some people who noticed. I'm talking about the people we need to notice.
I know.
I'd start waving my arms, but those days are over.
Yeah.
As that three-pointer is too strong by Ibarrondo.
Don't look now, Joe, but St. Michael's will score on this possession. Never say never.
We saw this early in the third quarter, Nick, and there's a nice move by Furch, high off the glass and in.
Furch could have easily kicked it out to the corner for that three, but instead took it herself, and that was a nice move to get the two, and it's now a 13-point game.
Still plenty of time. Over 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Sear Foss backing in. Finds Brown. Brown, strong move. Count it. And the foul, though. For a second there, I thought they may have called the charge. They do count the basket. And that's a big one to slow the momentum for St. Michael's. Here's a look at that move by Furch.
Foul number 23, Hannah Palumbo. That'll be her first and St. Michael's first of the fourth quarter.
Haven't been many fouls in this game. Consequently, not many trips to the free throw line for these two teams. Free throw is good by Brown.
Couple free throws tonight for Brown. This one, it's back to a 16-point lead.
Brophy gets the friendly roll off the front rim.
Brophy's had a nice second half. One of the reasons why St. Michael's has been able to get back into this game somewhat.
Doherty had it poked away from behind, but it ends up in the hands of Hinkle. And her runner off glass is good.
Nice floater off the glass by Hinkle right there. Back to 16. And once again, Joe, it's St. Michael's cutting the deficit to within a certain number and just not being able to stop Holy Family on the other side. And a great block will lead to a turnover.
I think when it comes down to it, the Tigers have been able to get the ball inside and go right at the teeth of this Purple Knights defense with great success throughout this game. And when they've needed baskets here, on the rare occasions that a run has threatened their lead even a little bit, they've been able to convert on those chances and keep the Purple Knights at arm's length. The lead here is 16, chance to increase that lead for Holy Family. Entry pass, Hinkle finds Doherty, and she floats it in off glass.
That's someone you don't want to leave with some space underneath the rim. Nice pass by Hinkle to set that one up.
Well, when you have two bigs that command that much attention, it is so hard for a defense to slow them down. And Saplicki rattles in that shot over Doherty. Hinkle crosses over, kicks into the corner. Carter, too strong on the three. Talbot. Franchi off the mark again, and the rebound was poked away from Carter. Saplicki, bounce pass for Tyler, and Tyler can't convert the lay-in. Hinkle fouled there. St. Michael's picks up team foul number 2. The board is just so good that they get the team fouls up there before I can even check. There's a look at that nice feed from Hinkle to Doherty.
They're on top of everything on the other side.
Not everything.
Ouch.
In jest, I'm just kidding.
Or are you?
Nick, you know what? You keep talking like that, I'm going to start to think they're missing you over there. And all of a sudden, you'll find yourself cast to the outer darkness.
You don't want that.
I don't want that, but do you want that?
No.
I didn't think so. Carter, short from 3. Rebound to St. Michael's. I still have some authority around here.
That's true.
Kick out into the corner. Brophy declined to shoot it. Talbot fakes and cannot finish.
That was a good move by Talbot. It just did not roll in for her.
Just over 5 minutes to go in a 16-point game. Searfoss. Short pass, almost got away from Hinkle. 4 to shoot. Hinkle downhill is fouled.
That's a rough foul to give if you're the Purple Knights.
Well, Hinkle just lowered her shoulder and decided she was going to initiate that contact and was able to draw the foul on the way in. Under 5 minutes to go in the quarter brings us to our final media timeout. Our score with 4:53 remaining, Holy Family 62 and St. Michael's 46.
This will be a media time. At the line for Holy Family, number 10, Taylor Hinkle.
We are back from the tank where we just had a brief internet outage. Very quickly back online as Taylor Hinkle went to the line. Made it a 17-point game with a free throw. 1 of 2 trip to the stripe for Hinkle. Her team leads by 17 with under 5 minutes to play. Nick will have our live scoreboard and everything back up on the screen momentarily as that three-pointer keeps hope alive.
By number 15.
That was Montpleasure from downtown.
Margaret Montpleasure.
Searfoss had it poked away, diving down to the floor, and nearly getting to it was Montpleasure. Cross-court pass for Carter. Short on the 3. And Furch was fouled from behind as she went for that rebound.
Foul on number 11, Kara Meredith. That'll be her second and Holy Family's first in the fourth quarter.
That's just the first foul. Well, they announced it as the first foul against Holy Family. Indeed it is. They got it up on the scoreboard ahead of me again. They're just too good over there.
Playing too many tricks.
Well, they're that good. Stephanie's the best. Never seen her make a mistake. I only know one other person who has never made a mistake.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's me, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And you know why? Well, at least on the ECC network, I could go back and edit out every mistake. I love that about broadcasting games on the network. After it was done, we could go back and any technical issues or any mishaps we had, you could just edit those right out. You can condense the broadcast down, make halftime a bit shorter. It was great. And you could do it in about 20 minutes after the game was over, re-upload, and then your audience gets the best version of the broadcast possible. This is Furch. Nice move. And she converts through contact. High arcing finger roll makes it a 12-point game. And a chance for one more at the line for Amber Furch.
Big free throw right here, Joe, with 3:44 left. Now a 12-point game.
And Hinkle right back in. Doherty to the bench. And just when it seemed like they might be out of it, Nick, the Purple Knights have rallied here in the fourth quarter. The question mark is, do they have enough time?
That free throw certainly would have helped them.
That misshurts. Alvarado for Hinkle. Hinkle directing traffic. This is Meredith. No on the cut. Lefty layup, no good. But she grabbed her own rebound momentarily, couldn't secure it. Furch threw it away.
That's one they're going to want to have back right there.
That's a couple. First on the missed free throw and then on that pass. It looked like Furch was perhaps just a bit out of control racing up the floor.
Say what you want, but after a rough first half for this Purple Knights team, they really have bounced back here in the second half and have made things interesting here late.
I was about to say, Nick, nothing to do with this game, but you don't want me to say what I want right now.
I know. I know exactly what you're getting at.
You know exactly what I'm getting
exactly
at.
what
You don't
you're
want me
getting
to say what I want right now. I would say wait another 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Again, nothing to do with the game. It's been a long weekend.
As we mentioned earlier on, 2 more tomorrow, the final 2 games of this weekend.
3 minutes to go. The lead is 12 for Holy Family. Another bucket or two may put this one away, but instead they turn it over. Aunt Pleasure uses the Tyler screen. Deep 2 is good. And we have a 10-point game.
Holy Family's been a little bit sloppy these last few possessions, Joe, and now, as you mentioned, a 10-point game. Seemed inconceivable a few minutes ago, and the Tigers have to call a timeout.
Well, if you're Holy Family, no doubt this isn't the way you wanted to close this game, but you still have a comfortable double-digit lead with 2:36 to go, and if you can just execute a couple of times, that should be enough to get you to the finish in this game.
Yeah, and I think now, looking at it for this team, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do out of the timeout here. 2:36 left. You're down, or you're up by 10, I should say, in this scenario. But Holy Family, as I mentioned, their last few possessions haven't been the cleanest ones, so they need to figure out something here and not allow the St. Michael's team to keep up this rally.
Well, if you're the Purple Knights, you have to feel much better about the way you've played in the second half than what we saw in the first half, and I think that bodes well for them heading into a matchup at the College of Staten Island tomorrow. But they're not thinking about tomorrow right now. For the next 2:34, they're thinking about this game and perhaps stealing a win here in the fourth quarter. And as I said, Nick, if you're Holy Family, you have the luxury of needing to execute just once or twice more, and you can close this game out with a win. Ibarrondo with it. Now Carter. Their defender goes down. Montpleasure.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hit the deck, and
she palmed the ball.
She carried.
Carried, yeah. Carried, yeah.
You have to think that the defender going down at her feet had something to do with that.
Absolutely had something to do with it.
Yeah, very unusual play. Most of the time, I think a sequence like that wouldn't get to the point of the carry being called. And that's a bad pass by Talbot.
Yeah, the Purple Knights could have had a chance to make this a single-digit game.
Well, a basket there officially would have made this one interesting. Now, if the Tigers can score once more, I think that might be enough. Hinkle gets moving downhill and draws the foul. And once she gets moving with any momentum toward the paint, they've had no chance to slow her down.
Yeah, and she's been a little bit more aggressive here in these last few minutes, and having to do so. Your team's deficit, your team's lead has been, down to 10 now. Big free throws here for our upcoming.
And I think what makes this duo of Holy Family bigs so dangerous is that you have Hinkle, who is, it seems to me anyway, more of a face-up big who could shoot from the outside a bit, but really looks to get moving toward the rim and attacking, while Doherty is more back to the basket. Her footwork is very good, and she can knock down that face-up mid-range jumper if called upon, but it seems like she prefers to play with her back to the basket. Hinkle looks to get moving downhill toward the basket and has drawn a lot of contact in this game as well. 12 to shoot. Montpleasure was hoping to keep the Purple Knights alive with that make. It rolls off, and a foul is called against Tyler, and time may have just run out on the Purple Knights.
Yeah, things got interesting late, but they needed that three-pointer on that last attempt. And they're now in the bonus. Holy Family will go to the free throw line.
At the line for Holy Family will be number 1, Lola Ibarrondo.
Lola Ibarrondo to the line, and she's had a nice game off of the Tigers bench.
The difference maker, if you want to put it, for this Tigers team, depending on how many points she has. Obviously, we don't have the live stats on us, but her points off the bench might be the difference of this game right now.
When you reduce the capacity, as it has for this non-CSI game, as well as the visitors have turned out, you can't match the home crowd, especially in the final game of the evening late on a Saturday night. It is exceptionally quiet during the free throws. Now I feel like everyone can hear me on a trip to the line like that last one. Meanwhile, the Purple Knights fail to score on that last trip down the floor, but they do force a turnover.
And they get the timeout as well.
Timeout called by the bench. Shannon Bolhart got out there on the floor, made sure the official spotted her for that timeout. That leaves us with 1:07 remaining, and Purple Knights needing a miracle.
Yeah, it will take a lot, Joe, for them to do it. I think you're at the point where you need a quick bucket, obviously.
You need a miracle, Nick.
Yeah. Start saying some prayers.
But that being said, they have played much better here in the second half. And if they had started off this way, instead of allowing Holy Family to score what I believe was 8 straight to begin the game, I think the game opened 8-3.
Yes.
If I recall. But again, no live stats.
I think you lost it at 8-0.
We lost it. That is right. We did lose it at 8-0, and I believe that Purple Knights answered with a 3.
Yes.
So the game opened 8-0, but the poor start extended beyond the first 8 points for the Purple Knights. They really struggled to find their footing until the third quarter, and even then, late in the quarter, the Tigers began to pull away again. And to the credit of St. Michael's in this fourth quarter, they turned what was a 21-point deficit at one point in the third into a 10-point deficit late here in the fourth, and had a chance to make it 8, couldn't do it. And from there, Holy Family is well on their way to closing this one out.
And I said it earlier, too, even if Purple Knights go on to lose this game, the fight that they've shown in the second half has been really admirable. And they're facing a team that had a very good run last season, too. So they have no shame in what has gone on in this one. This is a good sight to see if you're a Purple Knights fan for the remainder of the season.
And we highlighted it during the pregame, but the St. Michael's team has a lot of returners on it. And when you get a chance to build that chemistry one year, you hope it carries over to the next and results in a collective improvement of the roster. And I think a really good example of that we've covered here on Sportsnet now is the women's basketball team when head coach Nicole Sarcone brought in her recruiting class now, the class of 5 years ago when Jenelise Alarcon was a freshman. That core group of players remained together for a while, many of them with the program for 4 years, and as that team moved into the upper class stages, they went deeper and deeper into the conference playoffs, culminating in a conference championship appearance last season.
Yeah, and it's all about team camaraderie at the end of the day. You know, you build those relationships with your teammates throughout all those years, and given the opportunity for both of these sides to keep these amount of players and have a chance to now improve on your record as this one goes. So we'll see how the season goes for these two teams, but it's a good showing so far here on night one.
Carter couldn't find any room. Hands off to Ibarando, excuse me. I was so close to getting through the rest of the game. I'm at the point now where I'm not using the rosters, and that's where it gets you. That was Cara Meredith. I'm usually good to go roster-free after a first half.
Sorry, yeah.
Though a lot of these players, at least on the Holy Family side, we did cover the last couple of seasons. I don't recall. They did play the Dolphins, correct?
Yes.
In both seasons or one?
I know for a fact last year, Holy Family won 65-58, I believe the score was.
Okay.
I know last year was definite. I don't know about the year before.
Yeah, you know, we're at that point now where I can't just pull a broadcast out of memory anymore. It's been 10 years, and
so many.
The hair's a lot more gray now, and you never take these for granted. That being said, there are too many to recall those single games anymore.
Yeah.
Used to be quite easy for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think for you and I, this is year 4 together.
Yep.
I reach the 10-year anniversary of my first ever call in March of next year.
Do we have a game day that day?
It's a good question.
Date? That'd be interesting to
I
see.
believe the date was the 13th of March in 2016, but I can check that. This is Tyler inside, and she banks it in.
Oh, he did it again.
I think he just miswrote her name on the sheet.
He must have.
I can't believe nobody said anything to him.
I don't think anyone.
I didn't notice until the second half, or I would have.
I think I accidentally said Taylor for a second because he said it, but then I noticed it said Tyler.
Well, you can be a follower, or you can be a leader.
No, I mean I noticed immediately. I said Taylor, and I immediately corrected myself.
I think part of the issue as well is there is a Brooklyn Taylor on the roster.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can give him the benefit of the doubt there, but
might be too lenient.
It happens to the best of us as Carter knocks down a 3 with 8 seconds to go.
Caitlin Carter.
Final seconds. Talbot kicks out. Tyler, in and out. And perhaps fortunately, as he would have had to announce one more basket. But that will do it. From the College of Staten Island, our final, Holy Family University 71 and St. Michael's College 55. It's been a long day for us here at CSI, Nick, but it was an entertaining day of basketball. A good win for the Tigers wraps things up, and we have 2 more on the schedule tomorrow. We tip off with Franklin Pierce taking on this Holy Family squad tomorrow at 1 p.m., so a quick turnaround for the Tigers. After that, College of Staten Island takes on the St. Michael's team at 3.
Yeah, great showing all around. We went from our Tournament of Heroes to this conference challenge. Big 4-game day for us here on CSI Sportsnet. Final 2 games of this weekend tomorrow. And it's been a great tournament for both of the men's and women's, so we'll see how this conference challenge ends tomorrow with those 2 matches that you just mentioned.
We thank all of you who have been with us throughout the first 2 days of a 3-day weekend for us here on Sportsnet, and especially thank all of you who have chosen to subscribe over on Flow College. Until tomorrow, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Bavona on the call. Our final score here in the second game of our Women's Basketball East Region Conference Challenge. The Holy Family University Tigers 71 and the Purple Knights of St. Michael's College 55. We tip off tomorrow at 1 p.m. with day 2 of the Conference Challenge. Be sure to join us back here on CSI Sportsnet, streaming on Flow College.